So I do believe that most of the human race are decent people. If that weren't the case, boy, we'd be in a lot worse of a situation, I think, in general. Herald, ill-fated, character exclusive, and we're gonna go on to the next character. So, also, I'm a dog person. Those are the two main subjects for today. I don't know why it's like that. Herald, ill-fated, by the way. And then we're playing Juri, so well, no, I was about to say, I thought I was playing someone else. I'm not. So, ill-fated, let me just make sure I get this, and off we go. Pretty normal in terms of character setting-wise, but as we get into Herald, ill-fated, character exclusive Juri. Herald ill-fated can be a bit scary if your RNG is really, really bad. Usually not much of an issue, but I'm me. So second talk chase, every single non-stat check, dexterity, and maybe charisma, but we're Juri, so we're just gonna take like 3 stamina, possibly 5 reason. Hopefully that's not. I'm just gonna take this now, by the way. Quick thinking is better. Is this better? If World of Horror allowed it on a gameplay stand, in my opinion, then I think Escapee, or things that increase dexterity, should overall give you a, not a point, but allow you to pass requirement choices that just use dexterity. But that's not the case, and there are pluses and minuses to tying choices into a certain perk in general. But if you want to feel better about taking Escapee, if nothing else, it would help if Escapee could be used in events. And I'm not saying particularly, as I said before, something that allows you... So, if we had a strength perk, or if you had Ewo with you, then that would qualify. If you have a card that increases your strength, that should help you qualify for doing strength events. It kind of makes sense lore-wise, like if you're helping sailors in the seaside area, botanist, Akamanto, mermaid's arms, nails, then having Ewo with you will allow you to help carry the stuff, but that's not the case. If the point didn't come across clearly, please let me know, and I will take the appropriate measures. By the way, I guess the forest, I completely forgot my mysteries, by the way, so we do have every non-stat check, so that does mean we have the second encounter check. Also, we're on ill-fated, so yeah, gotta make sure I can do other stuff. That being said, hey, is this dexterity gonna help? That's right, no, I just said I was on ill-fated, Jordan. Gosh dang it. So the reason why I talked about humanity as a whole, as I kind of autopilot here for a second, is that, yeah, something happened recently, so it wasn't too serious. Thankfully, nothing bad really happened, but basically, we have people that live around us. Oh my goodness, can I get a weapon at all? Wow, okay, now I'm just curious. But yeah, we have people living around us, and thankfully those people, you know, as other human beings, are willing to help when things happen around us. So, and again, it's not like something bad solely happened to me and the people around me, but the people living near us also, you know, gives us hope for the future, basically. That being said, am I gonna be okay here? We are on nails. We have the handcuffs for this. Do I want to use the handcuffs for this? I probably do, right? And I guess we'll see. We might get caught by the horror immediately, and by that I mean level 3, which is on par for me, but usually that shouldn't be the case. If you're playing Juri properly, as I've seen in the Discord server, yeah, you can definitely do a horrorless run in this update. Again, for those who don't know, just really quickly, 15 seconds, is that even before horror progress decreased by 10 at the end of every mystery, that wasn't the case when Juri initially came out. You could complete a run without the horror catching him up, but now you effectively have up to 50% horror progress reduction if you go through the whole game and don't get caught by the horror. But that's more a luxury. Well, actually, it also means that you're playing relatively efficiently, but still, you don't need to do that, but especially on Harbinger. Again, let's put this in the context of Harbinger, but it certainly helps. So, are we going to be okay here? 85%. I'm going to take the risk and then go for the handcuff play. Good. Let's level up now before we get caught by a thingamajiggy, and yeah, this is absolutely terrible. I mean, I might even want to reroll again here, but we're just going to take Charisma instead. That's how much Escapee... The Doom increase... it's the Doom increase. I kind of can see how the balance process works in terms of, okay, let's just increase Doom as well, because 2 in a stat is pretty powerful, except that 2 in a stat, depending on what that stat is, in most cases is not actually that powerful. So, yeah. The reason for that is quick thinking allows you to avoid an otherworldly event which can grant you an injury, which does absolute pain to your face, among other things. And it's just a free out. Like, even just 2 or 3 events having a perk that specifically allows you to escape an event especially on Ill-Fated, which I'm on right now, it's funny enough more useful than the stats. But if you're not playing on Harbinger, sure, you can. The 2 stats might be useful, but the counter argument there is that you don't. If you're not playing on Harbinger anyway, and you know what you're doing on World of Horror, yeah, it shouldn't be relatively hard. I just make it hard because I'm me. But we'll take 2 all damage here, by the way. We need the experience, and I should be able to level up one more time before the horror catches up. Yeah, we definitely will be able to. And then we can do a thing. Now, we are on Akamanto, so I need to pay attention to my stamina. I think we're on Akamanto. Well, why am I going crazy? And Elusive, for the opposite reason, is the most useful Juri perk, because it lowers your Doom. Now, at this point, you say, well, Juri has her other 2 perks overall increased Doom by 4, even if it increased by 6. The fact that you take Elusive is supposed to help. But, as I said, the bigger part of it is that the stats don't actually help you as much as you think. Because of the, like, if you're taking it for events, RNG is RNG anyway, so you can't even guarantee that things will be relatively well. Even if your stats allowed you up to an 80%, 90% to pass an event, that's not enough, basically, if we're talking from a gameplay standpoint. But if you're just having fun and taking things willy-nilly, I mean, it's fun, but yeah, it's gameplay-wise, if you're trying to survive, I don't know if it's true numerically, but I feel it's more important to take the thing. By the way, we do need a rest here. So we're going to get caught by the horror here. That's perfectly fine, because we need to prioritize the survival of this run over everything else. But before that, we fight the Forgotten Specimen. I think we can brace here pretty comfortably. Yeah. Now, we can't do a strong attack. We didn't need to, but it would be nice to have that available. That's primarily because I don't have enough perception anyway, but strength is, if we're doing brace plays, it's all about strength, so I guess I will take that back. Again, I do prep attack, even though I don't need the extra 30%, or to set it to 100%, just to save myself time. Otherwise, I may or may not have to double-click on attack boost. I didn't need to there, but I feel like it saves me time. It sometimes doesn't, but hey. Now, my next question is, do we get to do anything else? Because we could 2-turn if I decide to take a risk. But no. And by that I mean throw the army knife, but I don't want to do that. So, yeah. And take more damage. Because this isn't enough damage anyway, so we might as well brace again and take -2 all, if I am calculating this correctly. I could opt to take more damage, but I think we can do double attack, right? Yeah. So we should be able to. Okay, never mind. We have to gamble on at 81%. So, I live and die by the RNG, and that's the risk for today, or this run at least. Now, the Crestfallen Mass doesn't help my Horde progress, but it does help my Doom. And we're on Herald as well. I forgot my second encounter, by the way. Pretty sure it's not Akamanto. I feel like I fought 2 things before Akamanto, so we'll try to keep that in mind as we head onward. Arms, Mermaids, and Botanist. Yeah, we're in a lot of pain. I think if we have roads closed, that would be bad. If we get roads closed after this, it's going to be bad anyway, but we're hoping Herald doesn't hurt me. We're pretty much, I feel like I'm rolling on a 50-50 pretty much, whether or not I'm going to get roads closed after this, and if we do, we are in some trouble. So, we'll find out though. Let's sell the library notes to avoid an out-of-funds pain. And we will move on. So I guess the second part of this video, I'm going to talk about dogs and cats, because I do like both, and I do think both animals provide some level of comfort. I need a rest, by the way. In that, they both provide things. I could talk about how I like things that dogs do, and how I think certain things dogs do is cute. But at the same time, for me, it's mostly that cats give me allergies, or are more likely to give me allergies than dogs, for whatever reason. I think a lot of that has to do with, you know, outdoor cats, so I don't deny that is a factor. Oh my goodness. I could opt to run. I think we'll be better off if we do this, though. But, yeah, I can talk about how there are traits that dogs do, like when they tilt their head, that's their default, usually, behavior of when they're showing they're confused, you know, when they just want to be pet by you, if you were taking care of your dogs in ways that, you know, adoration is a two-way street for dogs. And cats, you know, dogs are pack animals. Cats are usually singular, individual, loyal animals, in my experience. And again, it depends on what you run into. Obviously, there's a case-by-case basis on this. But, as we get roads closed, so we're going to be in some pain here. Again, yeah, most of it is that cats give me allergies, just straight up. But there are other parts, like I don't deny that when you pet a cat and it purrs, and feeling that purr and hearing that purr helps humans relax, probably on a biological level. But I'm sure there's like a psychological aspect to it too. I just don't prefer cats because, yeah. Also, I feel, at least in my experience, cats are more, I guess, not selfish, but they are... What's the word for it? I'm not gonna say loyal, because I think there are moments of cats being loyal too, but there are... Oh my goodness, the pain. There are... I don't know, it's something about a cat just... I feel like it's out for itself in a lot more times. Now, again, I do think you can... like a lot of other pets and animals, you can build loyalty between human and animal, but cats are much more likely to basically leave you alone. And then dogs, I feel dogs have been trained to a point that, you know, if they're your pet, or if if they're just being dogs, then, oh my goodness, we need to run from this, by the way, that they provide a lot more in their kit, if we're talking gameplay standards. But again, that's not saying a cat can't do things for you as well. You know, cats can get rid of vermin around the house or where you live. But dogs, I just, again, I benefit more from dogs if you're gonna be a fence sitter about this. But again, let me know what you think, because I usually have better experiences with dogs. Now, I'm not saying that I have had no bad experiences with dogs, or to not double negative myself. I have had bad experiences with dogs, but not as bad as cats, and that's a personal thing. But again, if I were to look at things more generically, I do think both animals do have their pluses and minuses. If I had to gamble, though, I would say dogs. Dogs are better overall. But again, there are always outliers, but those are exceptions that prove the rule. I'm not saying you can't have a cool cat. I'm just saying that in my experience, cats, yeah, 88% doom on our starting a last mystery, by the way, is very painful. But what can we do? Also, we can't even get rid of this cut arm sinew because we lost too many funds. So, mind wipe, sure. Does that affect? No, it doesn't. That would be really weird, because okay, so what I meant when I was talking about this is that if this still lowered your experience by 100 for whatever reason, then Azal would be a laughing stock when the experience rule came up. But I do want to get rid of this, because this nerfs my damage quite a lot. Otherwise, we're hoping for the best. We do have to visit the monument and hope for the best. That's really all I'm trying to say. Thankfully, we only have one stamina check, so we take the stamina hit there. And we hope for the best, really. That's all we can do. We do have a lump of flesh as well, but I don't believe I'll get out with that. I think I'll take at least 2 stamina damage is what I'm trying to say. Did I just visit that event twice? What's going on here? Anywho, I think I ran into a generic event into the mystery event. And now I just need to take a damage elsewhere. We actually need to take reason damage now. Don't know if that allows me to survive, but we're going to find out. We can forget Ashen Contract. I might as well do so now. Unfortunately, unless we can fit 2 strongs here, we have to go for a dodge, I'm pretty sure. We can't even run away, so I live and die by the dodge, and I guess this is the video for today. So, not even guaranteed attack, so really a 45% chance, and I guess I'll see you in the next video.